Hello, testing, testing. Hello, sound. Hello, we're here. How is everyone doing? Beautiful. Do I have my sound correct? Do I have my microphone? I think everything is in place. I shut down email because otherwise I'm gonna get super distracted. And what else? Can you folks believe that I still have not even opened my Stream Deck? Like, I think I need to make a live stream about unboxing the Stream Deck and plugging it in and playing with it, and maybe have a webcam pointing at my Stream Deck and how I'm touching it. Can we do that? Would that be interesting? Anyone interested in watching me tinker with my new toys? I don't know. Maybe that's a thing. Okay, let me get set up mentally. Live streaming. Computational design. Coffee. Important. Um, hey Jay, you interested in that, huh? Okay. Oh, I need to remember to do something. Oh, I just remember I needed to do something. Um, I'm just gonna write it here. I have so much paperwork here that I need to deal with. Anyway, so, all right, let's start with the basics. 3, 2, 1. Hello everyone, how are you doing? My name is Jose Luis. If you're new to the channel, this is called Parametric Camp. We do live streams where we record tutorials online about computational design, writing code, making 3D form, interactive apps, all the cool stuff. And I do it in the company of beautiful, smart people from the community like Jay and Nicolas. How you doing? Who I just see just joined the chat. Um, we then record the videos, we edit them, we publish them as tutorials or playlists or like small courses, if you will. And I hope that this is helpful for other people out there who want to learn things. If you want to know more about what we do, there's social media. We're particularly active on Instagram, and there is a link on the description of this video to a Google Calendar that you can subscribe if you want to know when we go live. Did I actually update the calendar this week? Yes, I updated it. And we also have a Discord server. I still have not added the icon there. I tried this morning and I did a terrible job. It looked awful, so I just didn't do it. I just put it on hold. We have a Discord server that you can join if you want to keep the conversation going throughout the week, if you have questions, if you want to suggest topics. And actually, very recently, we had a very interesting poll where I was asking the community what kind of tutorials did they want to see for this year, for 2023. And there was a big quorum in deciding, I have the list here, that people wanted more algorithmic modeling challenges. We're going to do some of those. People wanted AI. So we're going to do more AI this year. People wanted Git. We're going to do a Git course. That should be actually quite easy. Git is very straightforward in a way when things go well. When things go downhill, it is not straightforward at all. And people wanted to learn more about Rhino insights. So we're going to focus on those topics at the beginning of this year. And if we finish them or wrap them up soon enough, then we are going to move on to other things, because I have some topics of my own that I actually want to bring to the table as well. So what are we doing today? I know I posted on social media that we were going to do a drawing up. Okay, but I'm going to take that back if you allow me to. The drawing up situation was because I'm teaching a class at the university right now, and I wanted the video as support material, but I actually think that that may not be good for reasons that I don't really need to explain. I'd rather not do that. And I really really want to finish with the playlist, advanced development in that Grasshopper that we've been recording for more than a year at this point. I really need to move on. so yes, so I want to wrap this up. And actually, I think today we could probably wrap it up. So because the only thing that is left on my to-do list is to actually port and everything that we had in the Grasshopper C# script examples. I want to port all of those to actual Grasshopper components. So I want to finish, if you will, the native version of the components and just make a small video about like, hey, so we just did this. It's on the repo. Just check it out. I want to do that. And then once we do that, we're done, because the next video, let me show you actually. I have the plan in here. Where are we? Yes. So I have the plan in here. So we did all this already, and then this is going to be porting the plugin. And then this video, we already recorded it a year ago. Remember that live stream where Andrew, Andy, Mike Pryor, Raja joined me. So we were already recorded that, and it's edited, and I have it on YouTube. It's just private, it's not showing up. And then some kind of like wrapping up video, like, hey, we're good, this is it, etc., etc. Although I just had a comment on one of the videos. Let me look this up. Where was it? Where was this? Which video was this? Document components. Here. I just saw this one. There was a comment that just showed up on one of these videos.
By this component. All right.
This one. A comment
anyway,
about
what about here? So
making a video on events, on event handling. The idea being having a component that whenever, for example, whenever the solution has been calculated or something like that, we make something execute. So we show a pop-up on Grasshopper, or we create a new component, or we just create a panel that says, hey, we're done here, or something along those lines. So I think that would actually be quite interesting. It will also allow me to teach something that I haven't explained in the channel as well yet, which is event handling, delegates, and that kind of more advanced techniques in Grasshopper. So I'm actually thinking of doing an extra video, maybe at some point, not right now, but at some point in the future for this. So maybe we add like a video at the end of the thing, I don't know. So that's what I have in mind. But I'm very excited that maybe we can finish the playlist today. That would be awesome. So yeah. And I have a bunch of email. What's going on? Okay. So I think that's what we're going to do today. What we're going to do today is we're going to take all the examples that we did in all the way. What is the list? The list is here. We're going to take all the examples, like all the components that we built, all the way up to here. All of these examples were C# components, C# script components. We're going to build them into the native plugin, and we're just going to publish the plugin again with all those components. So that's basically going to be me just making this happen, typing. It might be a little boring actually. And then I will record just like a few minutes video where I will just say like, hey, we've done this, go check out the code or check out the live stream if you want to see me doing this, okay? Because I need to, if I want to do the other one, the event handling video, I need a little bit of preparation there, I think. So yeah, so I need to do some research there. Any questions, comments, concerns? If you want to say hi in the chat, that would be great too. Otherwise, how's everyone doing? Nicholas, you still doing robots? Jay, how is India treating you? What's the weather like there? Okay. Gustavo Avellaneda Malagón. What a wonderful name. Where are you joining us from, Gustavo? I don't think I've seen you before around. Good to meet you. That is a majestic name. 3D printing with robots. That sounds very cool. I wish I got back into that. I haven't done it for a while. All right. Wait, Gustavo. Wait. Are you
Gonna add
this
same
person?
thing,
Oh no,
just
you're
gonna
not.
add
Yeah,
the
because this
color.
person was also from France. Sorry, Eric Guijon. No. All right. Well, that's a very non-French name, for what it's worth. Riyadh, can you please do a video where you explain how to make a website starting from nothing? Yeah, it's not likely that I'm going to be doing that anytime soon, Riyadh. Nice to meet you. Turns out HTML, CSS, I'm not an expert in any of those. I actually teach how to do that. That would be useful because I teach a class where I spend a week or two teaching some of those topics. But we do it in like a very quick way so that we can build web apps. So I don't focus on HTML and CSS, but I do like JavaScript a lot, and I do like making web apps. That's maybe one of my favorite programming environments, if you will. Um, but uh, but yeah, it's not. It's just not. It's just not. It's not. There's many things that I want to tackle first before we do web design, if you will. But Dan Schiffman at the Coding Train, he has a bunch of tutorials really good for that if you want to check them out. Colombia, nice. I only know Cartagena. I spent a few days in Cartagena. It was wonderful, really beautiful, but I don't know the rest of the country. I wish I'd traveled more around. Okay. All right, so shall we do this? Let's do this. Let me get ready for this. So let me get ready for this. What do I need to do to get ready for this? I need to okay, I need to go to the GitHub and I need to figure out where were we doing? Advanced development, C# scripting, mesh components. Huh. Wait. I need to check something out. So we did have document components, mesh components. So why do I not have document components? It feels like it should be there, no? Mesh components. All right, so mesh components is this one. And we got the geometry and the person class and all that stuff. Okay. Mesh components, dynamics. And how is this different from this other file that I have here, which is opening in a different browser? And it's opening here. And because this is the one where I was doing, I see. Yeah, what I was dropping the actual plugin components. Yeah. Oh, by the way, I got an email. Remember we published this to Food for Rhino? I got an email from Food for Rhino saying like, "Hey, we just saw that you have no icons in your plugin. Can you please take a look at that?" So I guess we need to make some icons for the plugin. Okay, so I guess then I'm missing some files somewhere. Let me look up this. Where are those files? All right, so document components. Okay, so I guess I never uploaded them here, which kind of sucks. Okay, so I'm going to then I'm going to copy and paste this here. I'm going to then what? And canvas colors, preview components, there. Yep, preview components. And what else? Native components, auto updating simulations. What? Custom preview components. I have those, right? Custom preview and then performance considerations. Our first native plugins. Yes. Auto updating dynamic simulations. Do I have those? Where do I have that? Yes. Generate icons with DALI. That's a good one, Victor. Yes, I guess we could do that. Honestly, I think I'm going to be lazy and I'm just going to make a parametric cam component or whatever, and I'm just going to snap the same one on all the icons. I don't have the time to do this. Everything's super fine, so whatever's more comfortable. Also, just started watching again your GSD. All right, that's good. Very nice. Auto updating simulations. Okay. All right, so I guess I have the files. And then I guess what I need to do is I need to take the latest whatever I had and I want to open them here. I had mesh components, document components, preview color. All right, preview okay, so I guess it's just going to be some work to port all of these to native components, basically. Okay, so that shouldn't be a lot, I think. We never know. And what I could do is I could also make a file like this where all the components are there displayed. That could be nice too. Okay, so then what am I going to do? I'm gonna have a file then. I'm going to save a file. And this is going to be, I'm gonna call this parametric cam plugin or something like that. So I'm gonna go to the desktop and I'm gonna make a folder called pcamp plugin. And then I'm gonna call this pcamp components, for example. So that's gonna be it. And then here on the components, data, utilities, add numbers, console logger, string concatenation. And then I need to open the Visual Studio project. Where's the Visual Studio project? Where I did the pcamp Grasshopper plugin. I'm going to be doing 2022 for this one because also the typeface is a little nicer. Okay. Okay. All right, so utility components, add numbers, and this we probably don't need. Do I need this? Well, I'm just going to, and then what I'm going to do, that's going to be nice. I'm going to take this and I'm going to actually turn this into almost, I'm going to just basically clone and copy to the side the components. Why not? Why not? I could just save this, save document as, I'm going to go to the desktop, Comp plugin here, and then just do pcamp components as a Grasshopper file. And what I can do is I can just build them next to one next to each other, no? I guess I could do that. And before we do that, let me actually make an icon for this. So icons had to be 24 by 24. So I'm going to make something here. What did I have for icons actually before? GitHub, Advanced Development, Grasshopper Plugin, Resources. We had this one, which was arguably a little boring, Parametric Camp. And we had this one. Nope, I don't want that there. So I need to basically make a 24 by 24 pixels. Yeah, and I need to make a generic icon for all the components. Honestly, I think I'm just gonna use this one because I don't want to. Maybe I can invert it to make it a little more exciting. I guess. Can I invert this? Up. Oh. All right. So maybe what I do is I make this full color here, and then I turn this to white. Can I turn this to white? Image mode, adjustments, brightness, contrast, cancel. I'm so bad at, okay, lightness, yes. So maybe something like this. I'm really bad at Photoshop, as you can see. And maybe we round some corners here. Can we round some corners here? Okay. Can we round some corners? How can we round corners? Yeah. Nope. Nope. Wait. Can we? Okay, so what if I now select? I remember Rhino has a built-in icon editor. It does? Really? Huh. Color range, focus area, modify is by 3 pixels. Ah, no. What was this? Modify, contract by 2 pixels. Why am I not? Select, modify. You can use feather. I'm using feather. Apply canvas bounds. Ah, I see. Very good. So that's what it was missing. So we're gonna do. I should write a script to do this. I should do this computationally, right? It sounds about right, right? So if I cut this out, oh, actually this feather is pretty nice. Huh, interesting. Oh, do I like this? I think I do. Okay, I don't want to cut it. I want to just, okay. I like that. And then, ooh, is this gonna be a rabbit hole? Am I throwing myself into a rabbit hole? Smooth by 3 pixels. And then, oh, that was very sharp. I don't like that. Nope. Select filter. Okay, this is the last one I try, I swear, because this is starting to be a rabbit hole. Contract, smooth, border, feather. I like a bigger feather. What about this? Because the feather looks very smooth, actually. Nice. And if I do PC here, it's kind of a lot. Yeah, it doesn't look great. Why not? Let's just try it. Why not? I don't know. Maybe it does look. Okay, so I'm just gonna save it as a PNG. Where do I have this? Oh boy. Development, become Grasshopper resources, and then I'm going to do PC inverted. For example, okay, I'm going to do that. Okay, I'm just gonna keep this around in case I hate it, which is likely. Okay, and then we have addition. So let's start by the basics. So I'm going to take add numbers. Oops. I'm going to take add two numbers, which I already have. And then where did I do icons? I have icons already in utilities, add numbers. Actually, oh, I already have this. So where is the icon here? So I may not have registered. Okay, well, I do have it. Yes. So plus sign. Oh no, so I have to add to resources. What are my resources? I'm systematically confused by where did I have my resources? Oh, wow. This is very green. Okay. Dependent and properties, resources. I need to include this. No, I need to include this. Invert parametric camp. All right, I'm gonna say, nope, no, where did you go? I'm gonna save this. And then here I should have now PC invert. And now what I would like to do is I'm gonna save these files actually to the repo. I'm gonna save these files to the repo. And I'm just gonna create here a sample files. I'm gonna move these files there and I'm gonna change this to start in that file. That's what I'm going to do. So where are those files that I was working with, auto updating? I don't know. So Computational plugin, I'm gonna take these files and then I'm going to put them here. I'm gonna place them there. So that's gonna be my new, and then I'm going to modify the project so that it starts with those files there. Are we? So where is the project? The project is here, is in the solution. So I'm going to take that solution in the project and I'm going to change the executable to look for this entire thing here. Grasshopper plugin, and then where are the sample files? I'm going to right click with my shift key and then I get copy as path. And then I'm going to paste the whole thing here and I remove the additional double quotes and I'm going to save this. And if I do that, then once I run this, I should be getting, which is opening in my other screen. Why is this opening in my other screen? And then I'm opening that file and it's missing a source. Yeah, so it's missing system throne. Okay, so it's missing files. Those files that are missing are probably the DLLs. These DLLs here are probably missing. Yes, so I'm going to shut everything down. I'm going to stop this. I'm going to shut everything else down. I'm also going to change the Grasshopper folders, no, the Grasshopper developer settings. And now what I probably want to do is I probably want to load advanced development. Well, this is good, actually. Actually, this is good. So I'm going to close everything. I'm going to close that, and then I'm going to try to run this again. What is going on? Huh. No. Object reference not set to an instant. What the hell did I do here? What did I break? Call stack. Script instance. Kernel, owner, iteration, blah, blah, blah. External code. Owner, Rhino documentary system collection, generic objects, inputs, blah, blah, blah. Oh boy. That's a lot. Loaded, symbols loaded, exited, skip loading symbols. In grasshopper.dll. Oh. Something is not properly linked. Why did I do this? What is this? Am I using script Parasite in that file? Is that what's going on? So let me just open this straight up. Was I opening? Maybe that's what was going on. Was I using script Parasite anywhere? And that's the problem that I'm running into. Oh boy. Why? Why can things not be easier? Sometimes. Ugh. Okay. Heavy duty. Heavy duty. Also, this should probably not be heavy duty, right? Data components, document components, review color, heavy calculations, get heavy objects, add message. preview components. I don't think there's any script parasite here. I wonder why that's not working. All right, so we're gonna do like we typically do. We're gonna shut down everything. So I'm gonna copy Grasshopper components here. Okay, and then we're gonna do itemized debugging, which is I'm going to now open components one, and I'm going to delete half the stuff. Okay, and I'm going to see if this was the problem. So I'm going to close this. I'm going to, this is probably, okay, so I'm going to close this as well. And then I'm just going to try to run this from, okay, and pcamp components. And it's opening on my other screen right now. Why is my computer is kind of crazy today? And it opened up fine. Was it because I opened the Rhino file? Let me try that. I'm going to open this without opening the Rhino file and see if it was some kind of clash or problem with unreferenced files in Rhino. Nope. Okay, so that's good. So we cleared half of the half of the thing. So then let's open components 2 up, and this one fails as we open it. So there's something that is messing with the code. Find source. Okay, so we found something. So I'm going to open Rhino without any stuff. I'm going to open Grasshopper. Yeah, today's going to be kind of a boring, a boring stream. Okay, Grasshopper components 2, and this opens up nicely. So we had the first one. So I'm going to introduce now this block here. I'm going to add it there. Dynamic simulation and mesh components. See if this works. Okay. Let's save this. I'm going to close everything. I'm going to try to open from here, and then let's see if it opens up. Nope. So we found the error. Okay. So something there is not working. So now let's remove another chunk. Detective work here. Let's find what chunk. Mesh components. So maybe it is a problem with loading the libraries. Mesh components. I'm going to save this. We're going to try to run from here. No. No? Is the dynamic simulation ones really? That's so strange. I find that very strange. Let's see. These ones, is it these ones really? Object reference not set to an instance of an object. Yeah, I know. Because we don't have anything here. Object, and here index was out of range because we don't have the... Is this the problem, really? I'm going to save this. I'm going to close, restart over. And then I'm going to open the file and it's going to open properly. Yep. Okay, let's introduce one of the components. And let's see if that was the problem. Okay. Grasshopper. Let's introduce one of them. I'm going to take... And now it's blocked. Ah, oh boy, this is bad. Come on, come on. And then... All right. So I'm going to open my file. I'm going to open the one with all the files. And I'm going to go to here. I'm going to take dynamic simulation. I'm going to paste it here and I'm going to remove all these folks here. Okay, I'm going to save this and I'm going to see if that one is the culprit of all this mess. And if that's the problem that we're hitting. Huh, okay. So there is a problem there in that. Okay, so we identified the component that is giving us a hard time here. Okay, so let's take a look at what's going on there. Grasshopper. This guy. So this guy, it's giving us an exception. Object reference not set to an instance of an object, which is the error that we were getting in Visual Studio. I wonder if what's happening is that because this component is throwing an error that is handled by Grasshopper, if when we open with Visual Studio picks up this error before Grasshopper does, and then it gives us a fail. So what is it that it's not reference to an instance of an object? I guess it's the points. Is that correct? Because everything else, if reset is true, so if I do this, that's fine. Boundary block if location.x, location is the start point, current point is our velocity. If this is null, can it be null? Okay. Checks. If start point equals null, then print no data. And then return, but it can be null because it's a struct, so it cannot be is... Okay, so let's all right, so let's, maybe this is some sloppy coding. Okay, so still we do have unset polyline is trace. Okay, so this is not working. Not working. Not working. What the hell? Nothing is working here. Okay, so location and velocity and trace. This must be. How are these? They are trace exists. This exists. They are unset points. Location exists. Current velocity exists. All right. And trace. So trace is an instance of, but I'm creating it here. And then when I press here, I create it here. So I guess, what? So trace is giving me the problem. Is that what is going on? This is I have never run into this. So an empty polyline does not exist. Trace, system. Because if I comment this out, this doesn't give me an error. Okay, let's see if this is the problem. So I'm going to save this with all the code canceled, and let's see if this was the problem that was messing with Visual Studio. Now the component is not giving me any error, it's not doing anything either. Ta-da! That was the problem. And if I turn this on, I get pong right away, an error. Did I used to have this problem when I was working in Visual Studio 11 2019? Did I have this problem? I don't remember. So I'm going to run the plugin. Not release, debug. Sorry. Okay. Ignore recovery file. pcam components. It doesn't have the error, so I'm going to turn this on. And I'm going to press OK, and boom. Okay. So it looks like Visual Studio Code, Visual Studio complains with the errors that we make. All right. So I guess we're going to have to fix that if we want to move forward. Ah, of course, there was a rabbit hole hiding somewhere. The life of debugging. I want to ignore this. Okay. So let's try to figure out why a new polyline it's giving me. Okay, so I'm going to uncover this. It's going to give me this error, all right? Because trace is not there. What if okay, so A. And what if I create a new empty, and then I say, this is going to be just a new polyline, okay? With nothing in it. Do I get an error? Okay, let me comment this out. Do I still get an error? I do get an error. And A equals, so I'm going to comment this out. So new polylines, for some reason, they yield. Is there not a... Okay, so let's see. Let's look at the constructor. Can I create a new polyline with no arguments? Initialize a new empty polyline. Initial capacity. Collection. So I can create an empty polyline. Why can I not? This is so strange. This is so strange. So now it's not working. So, okay, so what if I give it a capacity? 1. Nope. Ah, I didn't know polylines were so weird. Okay, well, I don't know what's going on, but it does seem that when I create a new polyline, I get nothing out of it. That is so strange. When in debug mode, C# components becomes weird. I can see that, Victor. So let's try this out. So poly equals new polyline with nothing in it. New polyline with nothing in it. I'm just going to comment this out. I don't get errors. And then can I try to print poly.toString and see what I get? And then it's going to give me an error. It's a freaking polyline. It is a polyline. Why am I getting a null reference when I try to output that polyline in... This is such a strange error I have never run. You see, it's here. Object not set to an instance of an object. Is it because of this? Okay, well, we can do the following, I guess. We can say if trace.length if is greater than 0, then spit it out. Otherwise, don't do anything with that, you know? Yep, I guess that's the way to fix it. But this is so not nice. And then, oops. We can do this. We can remove this. I guess that's the solution, apparently. Which is kind of... Okay, so then if I bring everything back, so component stream. Okay, so let's bring everything back. I'm throwing myself here. I'm gonna get more errors, I know. Okay, so I'm gonna say here. Here, I'm going to cancel this out, and I'm going to say, well, if trace.length is greater than 0, then t equals trace. Okay, so no errors here. Now here, same thing. If trace.length is greater than 0, then output it. I guess that was not the only error here. And then I guess we can do this, new polyline. And okay, so I have other errors here. If I clean this, there's no error. Oh, and it says like that. Okay, so I'm going to reload, recompute so that I get the error. Ah, I don't get the error now. Maybe I didn't do this. What about here? Index was out of range, non-negative parameter. That is sloppy code. So where do I have that? Okay, so I'm going to comment this out, run this object, of course, new polyline with nodes. If nodes.length is greater than, no, count is greater than 0, then create the new polyline. There you go. And then uncomment this, and this is where I get the error. So I can do here like a check, for example, if nodes.count is equal to 0, then stop doing anything. I don't want to calculate anything. And then I'm going to do this. Another component works. Okay. So now I'm going to save this. Okay, and I'm going to get more errors here. Is that what's going to happen? Well, but at least let me save this and try to open it from Visual Studio. Can we cross our fingers? Yeah. Am I going to get more of those? Yes, I did. Okay. Can I continue? Continue, cancel, continue. Geometry PTV not loaded. All right, so okay. Is this a rabbit hole that I should not worry? Because if I fix this, it's going to be useless, and I'm going to lose all morning, and I'm not going to finish the project, which I'm not going to finish what I wanted to do. So can I just somehow work around this? Sample files, geometry. Is this blocked? It's probably not blocked. Okay, so all of this. What is this? Reference. Okay. So if mesh equals null, return. Okay. No errors here. Okay. Cool. Where is the, okay. If d mesh 3 equals null, return. And I'm going to copy this, clean, clean. If d mesh in equals null, return. All right. What about this one? Here. Okay. If d mesh in. Why do I have this OCD? Does anyone know good therapy to get over OCD and having everything right in order, structured? Can anyone help me out with that? Okay. All right. Beautiful. Do these have errors? This one. Okay. What is this? Surface. Okay. So if S equals null, then return. Are you folks familiar with null as an object? did you ever read about how it was invented? It was actually an invention. It was designed by this computer scientist called C.A.R. Hoare. I don't want to mispronounce that. This guy. He was the one who invented the null pointer, the null object. And there's a very interesting story, and he has a talk about how he he calls this his $1 billion mistake, because null as an object has created so many problems and so many things breaking in the world that he now believes it was not a good design choice. This was back in the times where computer programming languages were very still evolving and very heavily designed, which was a super interesting period in my opinion. But if you want to nerd out, you should read more. It's a very interesting story. So I clean up all the errors in the file. So hopefully we can open this from Visual Studio now. Why are you doing this to me today? What's happening? What do you need? Cancel. Well, it's only one file. Oh boy, it's just one file. No? What have I done? I turn something on. Oh, can I enable this? What have I done? Yeah, come on, leave me alone. So there is one, we still have somewhere where it's not working. Somewhere, just one file. One red component, where is this? Index out of bounds, is that what's giving me an error? So all of these, no, but that was the one that actually was, we had that. Where are you? Which one are you? No data. Oh, this one? I wonder what have we missed out here. This was the one that when I pressed the button, it got well. So what if I, no, okay. Nope, that was not the one. Any guesses, folks? What is going on here? What if I cancel? Okay, so yes, and an error, blah, blah, blah. Just leave me alone. Okay. Okay. So I guess something we could do perhaps is if anchor point is different than point 3D unset, which I'm assuming is what's happening, and current location is also different than unset, then make a new line. Okay, so no error. And now similarly, I'm going to copy this. If this is different than unset, then use the current location. Yes, okay. Current location, velocity. But this should be unset. I don't think. Okay. I do get, now I'm getting the exception. Okay, so I am getting the exception. Beautiful, that's great, 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 great. So, okay, so what do I do? Is this the sphere? It is the sphere. It is the sphere. What's going on with the sphere? Because current location is here. Maybe because it's gonna do the trick. Nope. Nope. Oh boy, this is bad. So lame. So this is good. So if I do this, we are good. And if I do this, we're also good, correct? Yes. So it's here. The sphere is also giving us trouble. So how about this? Can we try something else? So I'm just going to do here this. I'm just gonna create the sphere independently. I'm gonna print it to string and see if this works. I'm going to cancel this. Yeah, it's already stuck. Rhino geometry sphere. And then I'm going to create a brep out of it because it's a struct. Up, and now I have another error. This is a new one. All right, 85. Okay, so we found an error. So when this is converted, that's the problem. It cannot be converted to a brep for some reason. So what I can do here is I can say if s is different than null, then do this, and then that will hopefully clean up the error, and now I don't have an error anymore. And then what I can do is I can say, well, you know what? Can you spit that out? Okay. Okay, I think that should be good. Because spheres are a struct, they cannot be null, but they can give errors when converted to a brep, which is the component does internally. Okay, so I'm going to then save this. I'm going to reload everything. And can we now cross our fingers, folks? Oh, come on, come on, come on, come on. You got this, you got this, you got this. Ah, boy. Come on. I hate you. I hate you. Oh, boy. Ah, boy. Why are you doing this to me? Where is the error? Who is messing with me? See, this is the problem. I'm so stubborn, then I kind of want to find it and destroy it. Curvature graph, no error, no error, no error here. No errors in any of these. No errors here, here, or here that I know of, correct? Error, mesh, 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 out, 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 no. And this one doesn't have any errors. Not this one, not this one. So someone tell me what's going on here. And this one was not giving me any trouble before. A reference mesh could not be found in the Rhino document. Okay, so I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to save this as this file here. I'm going to remove. Yes, and then I'm going to go back and open the original one. Not this one. Shut up. I'm going to open the original one. Okay, yeah, I've heard you before. And I'm going to start removing everything again. I'm going to save this. I'm going to reopen and see if I get the error. I'm going to try to narrow down what the problem is. So these ones are good. Okay, so then that's promising. So then when I open pcamp2, I'm gonna get an error. Yes. Okay. All right, but I can continue executing. So from pcamp2, let me take these folks here and paste them here. Okay, and then we're going to rerun. Let's see if it's the meshes that were causing us trouble. Hey, White Bay, so we changed plans. We're not going to be we're not going to be doing the 2D drawing workshop anymore. We're going to postpone that. Okay, so this works. So now I'm going to go back. We're getting closer, folks, getting closer. Here. And document components. Let's see if these are the problematic ones. Document components. Yes, let's save this. Here. Out. No. Okay. Okay. Heavy calculation. Out. No. Nope. 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 Okay. So let's shut this down. Save it. Come on. Come on. You got this. You got this. Come on. You got this. Ah, all right. I hate myself right now so much. Okay, document components, and then I guess preview components. What's the problem with these ones? Out, curvature, nan, null, whatever. Face planarity. Okay, so preview components. Let's take a couple in and drop them in. I'm going to save this, close everything, start over. Oh boy. Okay, so we found something. It was one of those two. Okay, so let's remove this one. Save. Is it that one? I wonder if there's any way we could have used the GUID of the C# script component from Visual Studio, read that, and then use that to target. Oh, okay. So it looks like it was the other one, the second one in preview components. Okay, well, let's take a look at that. So in preview components here, all right, that was, okay, and just to make sure, I'm going to restart with this new one, and it should now give me an error, correct? It should give me an error. Hi GB parametric. You found us in a very, very dark rabbit hole right now. I have a very stupid bug that I'm trying to track down and I cannot figure out. Okay, so it's here. Is this folk here? Bounding, clipping box. So I'm assuming that if I cancel everything here and okay, yes, we continue this. Let me save. If I don't do this, so I'm going to save this. Actually, you know what? I think probably the good thing to do would be here to say, you know what? If curve, which is a, okay, so let's take a look at Rhino common. Okay, Rhino common geometry. Curve is a class. Is that correct? The curve is a class, which means it can be null. So I'm going to return this and I'm just going to save this. Yeah, whatever. Because everything else, I think color, system drawing color is a struct actually. Can I? System drawing color is a struct which cannot be null, so it always have some kind of value undefined, whatever that is. And then hair scale, those are primitives which can also not be null. So this is the only nullable item which is coming here, which probably means that this is being called with a null item and is creating an error. That's probably what's happening here. So maybe if we add this safeguard here, we might. Okay, all right, folks. I think that's it. This happens. This is a lesson. It's called don't write sloppy code. Always check for nulls and make sure that you have like safeguards in place for all this stuff not to happen. Come on, please. Why are you doing this to me? Why? Oh, can I cry here? Is this a safe space? Okay, what if I just simply, oh, curve. Is there any output? There's no output really, right? So who cares, really? Let me cancel this out. Is this a problem? Okay, so what if I save this like this? What if I save it without... what if I save it without actually rendering the thing? Oh yeah, because I'm also doing bounding box, clipping box, return. Oh, wait, the problem is I'm also using curve here. And if curve equals null, can I return a new bounding box? Is bounding box a struct? Probably. Bounding box is a structure, yes. Can I create an empty bounding box, or is there any static? Empty? Yes. It's a static. So can I return bounding box dot empty? Maybe that is the problem. I feel we're so close. So close. Come on. Come on. Give me this one. Give me this one. Come on. Come on. Yes. Yes. Can we clap on the chat or something, please? Oh boy, that was awful. Yeah, so you see what happened here? What's happening is when the component doesn't get any input, curve is null, doesn't exist. And when it doesn't exist, then this line of code creates problems because you cannot get the bounding box of a null element, so error, so that's an error. And then also here, you cannot draw any curvature if this is null. And the problem is that because these two methods are overrides that are handled independently by Grasshopper, they were not giving me errors in the output here. So I couldn't see that basically, but they were yielding errors internally. Oh, that was painful. Okay, so now I'm going to bring back everything that needs to come back here. Okay, continue. I'm going to bring back document preview components. So that's going to be these folks here. I guess, yeah, whatever. And because I have OCD, I just noticed that I missed bringing in these two headers here. So I'm going to close this. Where did I have? Okay. Oh my God. So this file is the one that was not clean. Okay. Oh boy. Okay. Utility components. All right. Dynamic simulations. No, what have I done? No, wait. Do I still have errors here? That can't be true. Oh boy. Ah, no. Okay, I want to bring this back here to my other file. What? Okay, did I not save this properly? I did save it properly. Okay, so maybe it's just stuck with the old error. Okay. So, all right. This is the moment of truth. Is the file ready to actually start working on it? Please, please, please. Please, 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 please. Please, please, please. Come on, come on. You got this. I'm breathing. Cody, I wish that was true. But very obviously, Jose is a very sloppy programmer, writes terrible code. Oh, I guess I have the same problem here. Ah, yeah, I guess that's also true. I'm probably getting a render mesh equals null, return bounding box.empty. I guess that's a similar issue, and similarly here, we still have the same issue as well. If render mesh, just return, do nothing about this. You don't want to render anything here. So that should be, yeah, whatever. Mesh face planarity. Yeah, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And vector preview. Okay, I'm gonna save this. And I'm gonna try again. Okay, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Come on, please. Oh. Folks, I'm very, very close and ready to give up. What is going on? Oh, I hate you. Is it here? Point colors. Arrow bonding box. Is it here? Did I forget to write? Is it here? Did I? Okay, I don't know what's going on. Mesh planarity. If mesh is null, just don't do anything. Planarity. Maybe here we got the same issue. If render mesh is null, then just return an empty bounding box. And if this is true, if this is null, then just don't do anything. Don't render anything. Wait, I didn't get an error when I saved that. Whoa, 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 whoa. Was that a good indication of something? Was that a promising indication of something? Please, 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 please. Come on, come on, come on. You got this. Did it work? Did it work? Oh boy. I'm really gonna cry right now. Oh boy, that was painful. Okay. All right. I don't know if I'm gonna cry out of happiness, sadness, despair. Oh boy. All right. Folks, may this serve as a lesson for all of you to always avoid writing sloppy code like this currently university professor who teaches these things to other people, you know, and then does a terrible job at writing this properly himself. Okay, may this be a lesson for all of us to make sure that we always check our null types and our we do safeguards in our code and we make sure that we handle corner cases. Okay. All right, I'm going to take a bio break. Just gonna go. I'll be right back in 1 minute, and perhaps then we can start what the plan was about today, which was building up the plugin so that we can all to port all the C# components to Grasshopper to the plugin. Okay. I'll be right back in 1 minute. Give me a second. Oh boy. Oh boy. Okay. How is everyone doing? GB parametric. I know, I know. We all have our days, right? So, where were we? I feel like this camera is off. Is it true? Yeah. So, where were we? So I was trying to set up a file to work on called P components and connect it to my Rhino development environment, this one. I finally managed to clean up all the errors in the C# script components that when you're working in Grasshopper natively are handled by Grasshopper, but when you run those files from Visual Studio, you get all these errors that Visual Studio tries to handle, and then it becomes a problem for development. So now that I do have a clean file that has no errors and that I can run in Visual Studio and say, hey, can you open this project and can you load this file where I'm going to be dropping all these components to see if they work, etc., etc. Hopefully. Yes. So now we can get back to work. And the work was to now develop all components that we have in C#, develop them in the heavy duty thing is not working well, and develop them am I running into, oh boy, am I gonna OCD myself again? Yeah. Okay. It's okay. It's okay. Not gonna. So, and basically recreate all of these in C#. Okay. So let's go ahead and start doing that. So I added my, so here I added PC, all right, which means that now I should be able to copy these. And how am I going to copy them? Should I just insert them? What would be a good way? Should I just plug the component in here and then do this, and then do this? Or should I just make like a brand new column here? Or copy them here together? Like make something like I think I'm just going to go the easy route and just, you know, just replace stuff here, you know? I think that's probably what I'm going to do. Okay, so let's get started. So I'm going to change this number, I'm going to rename, I'm going to rename this addition component. Okay, addition. And I close the file now, so I don't know what I have. So you know what? I'm actually going to open. No, I cannot open another Rhino because that's going to be okay. What am I? How am I going to do this? How am I going to do this? How am I going to, I want to have somewhere where I can look at which components I'm going through, and I want to have somewhere where I can just quickly start churning out components very fast. So that's going to be, oh, what is that going to be? So I guess I could open a Rhino 6. Do I have Rhino 6 here? And if I open Rhino 6, is that going to conflict? I don't have Rhino 6 here. Nope. No. So I don't want to have a Rhino open. Well, maybe it works. I don't think it's gonna work. I don't want to have a Rhino open because if I open Rhino, then it's not gonna catch up. It's not going to pick up my changes sorry, let me say this again. If I have a Rhino open like this, then the library, the DLL, is going to be loaded always. And if I reload from Visual Studio, it may not pick up the changes. That's what I wanted to say. Okay. So all right. So but let me just try. So subtraction. So right now, where am I? Mesh components, resources, utility components, add numbers components. So I'm going to say this is addition. Okay, and now, so I'm going to add a new item, Grasshopper component, subtraction component. I'm going to copy all of these here. I'm going to overwrite here all of this. I'm going to call this subtraction component, subtraction, and I'm going to, sorry for this, but I'm just not going to do descriptions, because then it's going to take me forever. And then I'm going to call this subtraction, and I'm going to also remove, yes, because I need to go fast, because otherwise it's going to take forever. Subtraction component, all right. So now this is the chunk of code that I want to copy and paste for the rest. Subtraction, so now we want to do multiplication. So maybe this, so you know how they in Minecraft, they do these challenges, the speed running. Can we do a speed running coding here? Multiplication component. All right. And so I'm going to take all of these. What have I done? No. Copy and paste this. I'm going to paste this multiplication component, multiplication, and then multiplication, and then all of this is the same. This is the asterisk. All right, and then we're going to have a division component, and I'm going to paste here the entire, oh, no. I'm going to copy here division component, and this is going to be called division, and then division. Okay, what else do we have? Power of A to B, power, the square root. This is the square root. And then the absolute value. Okay. So I'm gonna call this power component. I'm going to copy and paste all this stuff here. Should I play some music to make this a little more entertaining? Because you're gonna see a lot of copy pasting, really. Power of one to the other, we can do that. So we can do math.power of A to B. Beautiful. What is the next thing we're doing? The square root. Yes, so we're doing square root component. And then I'm going to copy all of this and I'm going to paste it in here. And subtraction, square root component, and square root, and square root, and I only have one input here, and then it's going to be, this is going to be result is going to be math.square root of A. Okay, and I don't need to pick up this. I don't need to pick this up. Yeah, some jazz music would be great. You know what? If you want that, I'm actually going to ask you to play some jazz music on your end, because I've had problems before with YouTube like being really, really strict about copyrights and whatever music it picks it up, and it gives you a copyright infringement complaint, which I guess it makes sense, right? But anyway, so I don't think I can do that because otherwise this video is never going to be public. All right, square root. So that's it. The next one is absolute value. Absolute component. That's a nice name, the absolute component. And for the absolute, I'm going to take the square root as well, because I only want one input. Whoa, and then absolute component, and then it's going to be ABS, ABS, number, the result, and then this is going to be ABS. Okay, all right. I think this is a bunch of stuff already. So let's now run this code, see if we get a Grasshopper file where with the new plugin loaded and it's not conflicting with the other one. Okay, and no errors, that's good. Okay, and we got a new, this is great. All right, string concatenation is serious. Vector components, addition. Did I do mass addition? Okay, so good. So we're going to do this. And so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to replace them. Addition, subtraction. Okay, this, and this. Multiplication. Here, here, and here. And then division is going to be this, this, and this. Power of one thing to the other. Power, square root, here, square root, and then the absolute value. All right, so arithmetic is good. We got this, we save this file, then we go next. String length, string concatenation, and string manipulation. So that should probably be the next one. And this mass addition and console logger, I don't know where we had those. Maybe we can have mass addition here, for example. And we just input a list of stuff here. 1, 5, 43, all of these, you know. And then we do this multi-line data. We input this here. And then we plug this in here, result, and partial results, you know. And then we just all add to the group. Beautiful. And so for mass addition, I probably want to, where is mass addition? Mass addition, I probably want to add the icon here. And exposure is going to be primary, that's fine. And yes, okay, beautiful. So what are we doing next? The next thing we're doing is string components. And for strings, we already have string concatenation. Okay, so that's great. So string length, so we're going to do string length. So new item, let's do string length component. And Ali, do you have any words of encouragement or advice for someone who's approaching parametric design while being fearful of its complexity and cognitive mathematical requirements? Yeah. So Khalid, good news is, it is true. It's a fear, and it's a lot of stories that you may have heard from people. Oh, it's like very complicated math, blah, blah, blah. It's not true. It's all about logic and it's all about string concatenation. It's all about logic. Wait, sorry, string length. What am I doing here? Give me 1 second, Khalid. I'm kind of in the middle of something. So it's all about being logical, it's all about being structured, and it's all about tiny steps. So don't expect to start doing this and figure out like these really complicated forms and geometry, whatever. It takes a lot of time. I've been doing this for 10 years now, and I still have a lot of to learn. As you can see, I cannot figure out a simple bug on my code. So don't don't get stressed. It just takes time. It takes time. It takes patience. It's a journey. It's not a goal. All right. And maybe other people maybe other people in the channel have opinions about or words of encouragement for you. So this is going to be here, string A. And then I'm just going to do a result. I do not want to customize. I do not want to customize. I'm gonna have to customize them though. This is going to be a lot. String A length is a dot length, and the outputs. Yes. Okay. String concatenation, string length. What else do we got? This is not string length. This is string characters. Yep. Okay. All right. String characters. Component. I keep forgetting. Component. String character. So here what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy all of this again. I'm going to paste all of these, and then pcamp utilities. So this is a string characters, and then I'm going to copy the same thing here, and then the result is going to be, this is going to be an add text parameter, and the output is going to be list. So, and then here, this was the algorithm. So I'm going to copy and paste this real quick here. Characters, blah, 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 for a length, a blah, blah, blah. And then here, set data list, and that's going to be characters. All right. Beautiful. Shall we try this out? Let's try this out. Open recovery file. Why? What recovery file? Why a recovery file? Did I not save things properly? Wow, this is very slow. Yes. Okay. This is not what I want. This is not what I want. This is not the file that I signed up for. This is the one that I want. Yes. Okay. String length, string concatenation, and string characters. Okay. Length, you got 12. A string, okay, got it, good. And concatenation. All right. Beautiful. So it looks like this is working. What else do we have? Series and range. Okay, let's do this. I'm gonna close here. Numerical, and then series. This should be probably range and series. Yes. Oh, I already have it. Nice. So I just need to reformat it. So range component. Okay, so I just need to add here the icon. Range component, tertiary, yes, and I want an icon there. And a series component. And an icon there. Okay. And I will probably want to redo. So, okay, so I'll do this next round. Vector components. But you know what? I'm actually going to save this right now. I'm going to run it. I'm going to change, and then I'm going to commit this so that people can see incrementally how I'm building on top of the file. And that's going to be here. I'm going to go here. I'm going to open a terminal. All right, I'll get there in a second. And now the P console logger, I think I should move that somewhere else. And anyway. Okay, so that's going to be there, and range and series. Should I turn icons on? Should I turn text on? Because the icons are definitely not contributing a lot here. That would kind of be a little against all my preachings, huh? So I'm going to add this to the group, and we got this. The console logger, maybe I need to make it into its own category. Maybe. We'll see about that. We'll see what can we move that. Okay, and then I'm going to save this, and I'm done. And I'm going to say, how are we doing here? Oh, there's a lot of changes. Git, I'm going to add all of them, and I'm going to commit utility components native. And I'm going to push right now. Beautiful. All right, the logger. I'm just gonna. What am I going to do with the logger? I'm going to make it quaternary first of all. Quaternary, and I'm going to give it an icon. Okay, and so that's good. Beautiful. What else do we got? We got vector components. Alrighty. Vector components, what do we got? Construct point, construct vector, vector 2 points, and plane. And then line and point at line. Okay. Point grid. So I'm going to copy and paste all of this stuff. Oh no, but this is not the one that I want to work on. That I will open. This file is obsolete actually. Let me save this with a different name, reference, so that I don't overwrite by accident on the file that I'm actually working. So vector components. Okay, construct point, deconstruct point. And what do I have already? I have construct vector, point grid. Okay. Vector components. So, okay, so let's start simple. Construct point component. All right, and for that, I'm going to copy this. I need to replace the icon. Where was I? Resources, mesh, development, utilities. In utilities, I had absolute component and I had primary. So I'm going to, I'm going to first copy the Yes, I'm going to copy all the vector, which is going to be very, very similar. Then I'm going to change construct point, and then I'm going to, and then I don't want this, and then this is going to be result, and it's going to be result, and I don't want any, okay, so this is point that we're working in. So this is gonna have to be add point parameter, the result, okay? And then this will be changed to point 3D P, and then this will be point 3D P with these three components and the same thing. And now from here, I'm going to copy the icon and I'm going to copy where this is going to be, which is going to be a primary. Okay, because I want this here, construct point, deconstruct point. So now I'm going to do deconstruct point. So I'm going to create another one. This is going to be deconstruct point component, and this is going to be deconstruct point, where am I? Here, deconstruct point. Okay. Yeah, I'm just thinking, this is gonna take forever. It's going to take so much work to replicate all of this stuff. I wonder if this is something we should open up just for the community to do on their own as an exercise, you know? What do you think, folks? Is this something that I should do? Or is it something that I should let people do as an exercise? Oh, I feel very, very burned right now. And look at everything. It's just that it's going to be... Well, we still have an hour, more or less. So I'm going to keep going, but I'm already hating this. So it's not a good sign. So I'm just going to add point parameter, and it's just that it just takes a lot of time to this is like menial thing, you know? And then adding the outputs, and then solving the instance. You know? And solving the instance. Now I have to copy all of this and then get the data. It's just kind of a lot. I'm never going to finish this. And then here the construct point. And you see, there's a lot of small stuff to be done here. Yeah, I'm just feeling right now that I don't want to do this. It's just... well, let me finish at least this section, and then we discuss how can we move forward, because I would like to record the wrap-up videos. Yeah, and move on. I just don't want to do this. All right, let me finish with vector components, which is still a lot. Anyway, construct vector, vector 2 points. All right, so let's do this. Vector 2 points component. So I'm going to take this, I'm going to copy this one, and I'm going to override all of these. Vector 2 points. So I'm going to copy this, I'm going to copy this. And add point parameter P. This is going to be A, this is going to be B, this is going to be B, this is going to be A, and then add vector parameter V, V, and V. Solve instance P0, P1, P0, P1, and then vector 3D V, it's P1 minus P0, and then set data V. Okay, primary, etc., etc. Okay, vector 2 points, plane OXY. Okay, so add a new item. Yeah, I'm gonna not plane components. I just don't want to do that. I don't think so. Construct vector, vector 2 points. Oof. Maybe that bug hunting just killed me, or killed all my energy. I don't know. Or maybe I just didn't want to do it in the first place, inside of me somewhere, and I'm using the bug as an excuse. I would not be very surprised about that. Add vector, and then P manager, add point, and then it's going to be O, O, X, X, Y. You see, it's just going to be so much of this that I'm just not interested. Okay, so there's going to be O, and then vector 3D, vector 3D X, going to be vector 3D unset, and then this is going to be Y, and this is going to be X, and this is going to be Y. And plane PS, a new plane O, X, and Y. And this is PL here. Okay, and we got everything in there. Yes, plane, then line between 2 points. For that, I'm going to copy line component. For that, I'm going to copy, what am I going to copy? I'm going to copy something that takes 2 points, which is probably vector from 2 points. I'm going to copy this one. Remember when you're doing this that you have to keep unique identifiers for everything. So remember when you're copy pasting to not duplicate the same UID, because then bad things are going to happen. And now all of this is the same, and then line equals a new line between P0 and P1, and set data line. Okay, line is done. What else we got? point at line. And how did I do this with point at line? Fine. New item, point at line component, and then it's going to take 1 point and 1 number. So, okay, so I can probably just copy and paste this again. So point at line component and point at line component and then point at line. This is going to take add line parameter, so this is going to be the line, and then add number together, this is going to be t. This is how we're doing it, L and T, yes. And then add point parameter, which is going to be what? P. Beautiful. P and P here, and then line equals line unset, and then this is going to be double T equals 0, whatever, and then line, and then T, and then point 3D. P is going to be line dot point at this parameter, and that's what I'm going to output through over there. Why? Let me sit back a little bit. My back is hurting me. So we got that, and we got this block ready to go, and we do have point grid as a second block. So let me fix point grid. Where is point grid? I'm going to copy this, and point grid, I'm going to make it secondary. Point grid component. All right, so that's over there. We got all of this. So for this one, I'm going to choose secondary so that it's in a different level. And I'm going to add also the icon. Okay, and we are going to copy all of this here, and we're going to start replacing. So vector, oh, we haven't replaced that. Okay, construct vector, where are we? Construct vector, we have not correctly, oh, no, 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 no. Here, this construct vector, I'm going to do primary, yes, and I know continue editing, it's fine, I know that. Okay. And where am I? Yes, so I'm going to construct a point here, deconstruct the point, then I'm going to construct the vector. I'm going to vector 2 points, and I messed up PTSD. What is that? Vector 2 points, there you go. Vector 2 points, continue editing. What are we? Here. Then plane is right here, then line right here, and then point at line right here. Okay. So it works. Deconstruct point is going to be this one, and I'm going to, very good, construct vector. Okay, great. And everything we had in here, I'm going to copy I'm going to move it right there. And everything we had in here, I'm just going to move it over there as well. Yes. And then here, I don't know what I had nothing on this plane. Then we do have a line over here. It's over there, point that line up. Yes, so we actually want to do that this way. And then we want that, we want this, we want this. So that's good. And then for point grid, we already have this over here, this over here. Okay. Beautiful. All of these were not visible. Okay. All right, great. And then vector length. Oh boy. Vector addition, vector tween, vector cross product. Okay. Well, this is what we got ourselves into. So let's do this. So I'm going to save here. I'm going to close the document, close the stuff, and then we're going to do vector length. Hey, Andres, hola. ¿Cómo andas? We got a fellow friend from Colombia in the chat today, Gustavo Avellaneda Malagón. Okay, so vector length. Vector 2 points, vector length. Okay, so we're going to create a new item. It's going to be vector length component. Vector length. And this is going to be this vector length. And then we're going to pick up a vector, pmanager.add vector. And that's going to be v, no description. I'm really lazy here today. Okay, so one vector. And this is going to be, I'm going to add a number. And this is going to be length, and that's it. Construct, deconstruct vector. Deconstruct point. I'm going to copy from here. To solve the instance, I'm actually going to copy all of this. Vector length, and I also already do here. I'm going to do tertiary, because I want another subdivision. Vector 3D, it's going to be vector 3D. I'm going to rename this to V, and then the data, I'm going to take the length, one output. Okay, what else? What else do we got? Set vector length. Okay, so new component, set vector length component. Did I misspell this? I did. Component. When I rename things, when I refactor, I'm doing Control R, which is the shortcut in Visual Studio. And then here, all right. Set vector length. And then 0, and then what is vector length? Deconstruct. Okay. So now vector length, I'm going to copy all of this. And I'm going to replace this. And now add vector parameter. I need add number parameter. That's the length. And that's the length. And then add vector parameter, which is going to be the replaced vector. Okay, so I take a vector. I also want a number, length equals 0. I need to pick this up. And then I'm going to, what am I going to do? I'm going to do it whatever I did here, which is I'm going to unitize, and then I'm going to create a new one that is going to be that vector times whatever. So I'm going to unitize, and I'm going to say the new vector is length times v. And this is going to be v, and then I'm going to set data to be the new vector. Beautiful. What else do we got? Unitize vector. Okay, for that one, I'm going to copy the vector length component. Yes, unitize vector component. Deconstruct point vector length. Unitize vector. Oh, I did not copy. Oh, I didn't. Okay, so I need to copy this as well. All right, so unitize vector component, unitize vector, and then I take a vector, and then I output a vector. And then I take the vector, I unitize it, and then I output it, which is probably what I'm doing here, correct? Oh, and I want to do, let's do it the right way. So I'm just going to here, so this I have to replace by this. If blah 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 cannot unitize this vector, because this is the whole point, trying to replicate the behavior from one place, the C# script components, to the ones here in native. So I'm going to do that. I got there. And this should already be good. So what else? Vector addition. So let's take two vectors and add them together. So for that, I'm going to take vector addition component. I'm going to copy from where? Yeah, I can copy from here. All the way here, and then vector addition. It's going to be here, and then the name, I'm going to copy the name here. And then I'm going to say two vectors, A, and then this is going to be B, and B, add another vector. So this is going to be A, this is going to be B. No, what have I done? I built the project. Okay, so I'm going to take one, I'm going to take the other, and then what am I going to do? However, I did it here. So that's going to be sum and then sum. And it's going to be A plus B. It's going to be sum, and we're good. Next one. Next one is going to be vector twinning. Nice. So I'm going to copy from what I have here, which is going to be all of these. And I will add, so this one is going to be called vector tween component. Okay. And this is my point. At the end of the day, I'm really not doing much in this video beyond teaching you how to speed copy paste. So it's not very interesting, really. I'd rather leave this up for the viewers to, to input their own, to use this as an exercise, double T equals 0, and then let me catch that, and then the algorithm is what? Here, vector C equals B minus A, and twin is A plus C times T. And then this is this, and then twin is the output. Okay. And the cross product with unitization here. So let's do that. Vector cross product component. Cross product component, vector tween. I'm going to copy all of these. Yeah, vector tween. I'm going to copy the cross product part here, and then A, B, and then U for unitizing, and then add Boolean. And then the vector parameter, the output is a V, and then an L also for the length. So I want a number here, add number parameter, L and L. And then I want here, I want to pick up a Boolean, unitize, U equals false. And then here, I want U. And then, however I did it here, I want to do this. And it's going to be A and B. This is going to be if U cross unitize, and then I'm going to output the cross product. So that was the first one, and the second one is the length of the cross product. Great. What else are we doing then? Oh, that was the last one. Okay, let's give this a try. Okay, so what is my grasshopper? Here. Beautiful. I have all of these. I have this. Where is my component? Unitized vector, blah, blah. I have all of them. Great. So, all right. So vector length here. Set vector length here. Unitize vector here. Vector addition. This one. Cross product. This one. Vector tweening. This one. And let's just do this. Pong here and here, here and here, and here and here, and here. I'm surprised this didn't complain. Oh, yeah, it is complaining, but okay, so here, then here, all of these. Okay. Okay, so that's there, there. And I should include all of these in the group just to make sure things are in the proper order. Okay. Oh, okay. And I'm going to save this. And I think, folks, this is where I'm going to leave this. Because I cannot. Mm. I'm super burnt out and I don't want to continue doing this. It's gonna take me forever and it's not interesting. And I think other people from the community might be interested in doing this as a way of practicing. So I'm calling it. I'm dropping the microphone. Or whatever. No, that's not the right one. Dropping the microphone. Anyway, I don't want to deal with this anymore. So, okay. I'm going to close this. Close. I'm going to push this. Git status and all those new files. Git add all of them. Commit. What am I going to commit? Vector components native. And then I'm just going to push it. And there you are. Okay. Can you make sure on about custom attributes and see how to create rectangular buttons, radio buttons, etc. in a component? Ooh, that's a very good one. Custom attributes. I could probably do something about that. Okay. And then perhaps this video is an exercise and it's not. Okay, yes, it's going to be an exercise. I forget which video is going to be, but I'm going to be here. Okay, so I'm just going to record the video and we're going to be done. And then I'm going to record the other video, which is, that's it. We're over. And that's going to be with the logo page in the back. Okay. All right. Okay, so let me record the video then. Hello, this is Jose Luis here at Parametric Camp and welcome to the last exercise video in this series, Advanced Development in Grasshopper. And actually, to be honest, it's not even going to be an exercise video because at this point in our course or seminar or playlist, whatever, I think we've gotten to a point where I think you know enough about how to build a full Grasshopper native plugin from scratch. So what I would like to do is I would like to invite you to practice doing that by taking all the components that we had prototyped as we were developing this video, all the prototypes that we had developed in C# scripting, and I would like you to do the exercise of porting those or rewriting those into a native component that looks something like this, where you cannot double click on the elements and where you probably will do the actual work of designing proper icons for each one. So what I've done here is in the native plugin that we have been developing, what I've done is I spent a live stream just like rewriting all these components, the simple ones, the utility and the vector ones, rewriting them into native components. And you can see that I was super lazy, so I just used the same icon over and over again for all of them. Hopefully you're a better designer than I am and you take the extra work of designing nice components for this. But I haven't done the rest of the other more interesting components, the nerves components, the data ones, dynamic simulation components, mesh, etc., etc. So what I would like to invite you to do is that if you're interested in practicing and if you're interested in learning more, what I would like you is to just try to take the source code and try to take the project that I've been developing during this video and extend it to include and mimic all these components that we have here. What will be interesting about this exercise is that most of the code, or I mean all the source code, you can already see it from the C# prototypes, although some minor tweaks might need to be done in order to do this whole thing. So you will have to do a little bit of like handling the inputs and the outputs, defining for each component what types you want in the manager, in the inputs and the outputs, etc., etc. You may want to include your custom icons. You may want to break down the order in which these components show up on the first block, second block, third block of each category. And maybe even for the components that are more data intensive, you may need to do some translations between how data is handled in C# script and data is handled in native, which we already discussed in a previous video. So I'm not going to show you how I did this. It's long and boring, and I actually spent most of the live stream fixing this bug that I couldn't track down for development with this file. And so if you're interested in seeing and learning how I very, very quickly copy pasted and implemented all these components, there will be a link to the live stream where I did this just popping up as a card, hopefully somewhere in the corner. And perhaps there will be a link in the description of this video if you want to go through the entire, if you want to see me struggle through that bug. And if you want to see me like really quickly copy and paste things from the C# scripts to native components, okay? I think this will be a really good exercise. It will help you practice. It will be easy. You can just grab coffee while you're doing this because it will be fairly mechanical, but it will teach you some of the nitty-gritties and get you practice into some of the nitty-gritties of how to design components natively, so that when you develop your own component and your own plugin, you have that muscle memory already built into yourself, okay? So here's my invitation. Please go ahead, do some homework, practice, and develop the rest. If by the time you watch this video far, far into the future, you go to the repo and you see that all the components have been developed, I would like to thank anyone in the community who may have taken the repo and do push requests and expanded all these components and do the work for us, all right? Maybe that person is you. Maybe that person is someone who takes this code, writes it, and then just pushes it to the repository where we currently have this. Remember that the repo for the plugin and these sample files is also in a link in the description of this video. All right? If you do it, and if you do something cool, make sure to let me know somehow. Social media, direct messages, parametric cam Discord server, that was definitely going to be the best way to do this, all right? And I will make sure to thank you properly and to broadcast your work with the rest of the community, okay? Beautiful. And let's move on to the last videos in this playlist in advanced development in Grasshopper, okay? See you on the next video. Bye-bye. All right, and now I'm going to take a screenshot. I'm going to do this so that I'm taking a screenshot for the thumb of this video. Like, oh, can I do this? Yes. All right, that was just a screenshot that I will take for the cover image of this video. All right. Okay, that was a lot. All right. So what am I going to do next? What I'm going to do next is I'm going to I'm going to save this. Okay. Close this. Probably I have to resave this. Yes. Git commit save file. Okay, and I'm going to push this. All right, and I'm going to close here. And I'm going to, because the next video on this playlist will be that video. Remember this video? Where was it? This one. Remember this video where I jumped on this? Hello, this is Jose Luis again. Remember this video when I jumped and I interviewed Andrew, Raja, Andy, and Mike, and we had a conversation about designing plugins? That was a lot of fun. That was great, actually. So this will be the next video on the playlist. After that, I would like to have a video where I basically say, okay, that's it. And so that video, I'm going to make it right. And that's going to be, hopefully, the end of this. All right, so let me find the image that I want to use. Where do I have this? All right, found it. So then let me take. Oh, I have it. I had it here already. Oh. Okay, so that was easy. Okay, so what do I want to say? I want to say, that's it. We're done. You got everything you know. You need everything you know to do this. Then the next thing you need to do is you need to build something. For example, a toolbox of operations used often, a set of tools with a theme, something about particular geometry, something about communication, data management, cartography, whatever. And maybe I want to indicate here I may build something for around AI right now, and a wrapper over an existing DLL. All right. And if you run into troubles, just join our Discord, and then we will get help and support. And maybe there are more videos in this list. And that one, I'm going to move that earlier. Okay, so we're going to do that. And that's going to be the last video. Finally, we're done. I can't believe we're done. Okay, wait, no, we're not done. Let's record the video and then we are done, okay? All right, let's do this. No one has commented on my haircut. Haven't you? I'm very happy with my haircut, actually. I was very scruffy in the previous videos. Anyway, let's do this. Hello, this is Jose Luis here, and welcome to the last video in the series Advanced Development in Grasshopper. Oh, we're done. Okay, well, this is good news because I believe that if you have completed and watched through and struggled through all the videos in this playlist or in this course, however you want to take that, then I actually believe that you are in a very good place now and you have all the fundamental knowledge that I believe you should need in order to build your own Grasshopper plugins. So as far as I am concerned, there's going to be, this is what you need. If after this video in this playlist there's any other videos trailing after this, it's because in the future someone has requested like a particular feature or how to learn something that relates to Grasshopper development, so I may add small chapters or small episodes after this one. But at this point, I think you know everything that you need in order to build your own Grasshopper native plugin. So I have a very strong recommendation for you, which is learning happens very often by doing. So you may have learned a lot from these videos. You may believe that you got it under control, but definitely, I recommend that if you want that knowledge to solidify and stick to your brain forever and ever, give it a try at building your own Grasshopper plugin. There are many ways you can approach that. There are many topics that you can use. So for example, a very common way of building your own plugin is to just build a collection of components with operations that you happen to use very often. So for example, I happen to need to retrieve the last element of a list very often, and it's kind of painful to have to drop the list, item, figure out the last number, whatever. So one component that just gives me the last element of the list should be a really useful one. So you can probably develop like your own personal toolbox of components, if you will, and turn it into your component, your plugin, whatever. That would be super useful. Similarly, you may have ideas around a particular topic that you may want to build some tools around. This is typically the way actual Grasshopper plugins are developed out there in the world. You have Grasshopper components for meshes, for elastic deformations, for then physics simulation, for subdivision. Subdivision in itself is already a huge topic. So you may have an idea of some kind of geometry topic that you may build a plugin around, some kind of, I don't know, machine communication, requests, WebSockets, something like that. You may want to build something around data management, CSV parsing, things like that. I don't know, cartography. Maybe you are like a very geographical person and you work with GIS and you want to set and develop like GIS components for some reason. There's a lot of things and a lot of topics that you might harness as a theme to develop a plugin around. Successful plugins out there in the world are typically the ones that are very focused on a particular topic, right? Mix and matching, conceptually, it's good for you personally, but for the outside world, it's a little confusing sometimes. And actually, you may see after in this playlist how I have an idea for a plugin that I want to build after this playlist around the topic of AI and around the topic of parsing and pinging all these APIs that are popping up that allow us to use machine learning models and request predictions from the internet. So I may actually build right after this playlist a plugin for AI. So if there's more videos after this playlist, building that plugin or pointing you to that plugin, it may have happened sometime in the future. All right. And also something that is very common is maybe you have found on the internet some kind of C# project that someone has published as a DLL. So it's this file that contains a lot of really juicy and interesting C# code. And what you may want to do is you may want to build a wrapper around that plugin, around that DLL, and turn it into Grasshopper components that use this DLL at the core. This is also a very common practice. You have seen examples of how to do that in this playlist. So you may want to open up the functionality of that DLL for people who do not know how to write C#, but may want to use that functionality in Grasshopper. This is called wrappers plugins, and they're very common as well. So if you've made it all the way to this playlist, I want to thank you. It was a lot. I understand. Hopefully it's going to be helpful for you. It was a lot for us to develop. It took more than a year to finish this full playlist with some hiccups and personal things going on, but whatever. And now I have to say though, we put the effort in making this happen. Now it's your turn to make something great with everything that you have learned in this playlist. So I look forward to seeing what you do with everything you've learned. Please, if you do something cool, make sure you let us know on our social media. I'm very accessible on social media, direct messages, but very especially our Discord server is probably the best way for you to share anything that you do with us. Okay? So there is a link at the description if you haven't joined our Discord server yet. And there's a channel called Work Sharing where we will very, very gladly see what you have built yourself. Okay, and hopefully we can also help you broadcast and share this with the rest of the world. Thank you very much. It was a pleasure. And I hope to see you in some other videos, some other playlists, some other work that we do in the channel. And as usual, if this was helpful at all and you like the content, tell your friends, tell your studio buddies, share the news with the world. This is cool. You can learn stuff. And maybe like this channel, subscribe to the channel, like this video, and all those things that we do in YouTube Live these days. Thank you very much, and see you in other videos. Bye bye. Okay. All right, hold on. Now we're done. Oh boy, that was a lot. I can't believe. When was, well, when was the first video that we published in the list? That was wrong. It was literally a year ago. Oh boy. Oh boy. Let me check internally. Hold on. When did we publish the first video? Do we have that? Do I have that information? I should have that information, right? Thank you, NDR. Have we met before? Have you been around? You don't? I'm not sure if we've met before. Welcome to Advanced. Oh my God. I made this video in August 31st of 2021. That's almost a year and a half from now. Oh boy. What about this video? Hello, this is Jose Luis here at Parametric Camp, and I would like to welcome you to our new series, Advanced Development in Grasshopper. In this series, which is currently work in progress, I'm recording it as we are talking right now. In this series, what I would like to teach you is to go beyond the stand. Okay, so we're gonna need to redo this video, which will mean me writing something where recording some video where I show some of the work that we've done. Yeah, so we're gonna need to re-record this intro video, which is too bad because it has like 6,000 views. But I guess, I mean, it was due to be gone, you know? All right, I'm not going to do that today. It's been a lot, okay? Oh. All right, folks. I think that was it. I need to take a break. It's been a lot. That bug very much killed me. So thank you for holding on. This was not a very exciting live stream, I want to admit. But more and better will come now that we're done with the playlist. So probably next week, what I will do is I will re-record the intro. Yes, so that video that you just saw, I'm going to re-record it. And then I'm going to probably, yeah, undo the last one. So I will probably hide that previous one. And then after that, what are we going to do? Oh boy, what are we going to do? We should, yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna think about it. So we have the drawing up that I want to do at some point. What do we have to do? Maybe that can be an algorithmic modeling challenge. We have the app, we have the modeling app. Sorry, blah, 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 blah. We have the drawing app. We have we have to do the Grasshopper. But I want to take a break from Grasshopper. Oh, but I also don't want to because the topic of AI is so hot that I really want to get this out the door. And that's, by the way, that's going to be a collaborative effort. So we're going to write this plugin together. We're actually going to publish it as the Parametric Camp community, all right? And I hope to maintain a repo with everyone's contributions and names, etc., etc. So, so I hope to be a manager of this project rather than a writer or a creator, okay? Yeah. So, so that's that. So let's just, I don't know, I will feel next week how I wake up. But definitely, I think I'm going to take a break, and at least we're going to do 1 week of the drawing app that we were supposed to do today. We may do it next week. And then we can come back and develop a plugin for, it's going to be called Brain, I think, or something like that. I don't know. Or Neuron, or Network? No, Neural Network? Nah, that sounds boring. Anyway. Neuron? Perceptron? No, Perceptron is very loaded. Neuron could be cool. Anyway, we will figure that out. I have to go. Thank you very much, everyone. It was a pleasure, as usual. And I will see you next week, okay? Bye-bye.